It's a new year and a lot of people are wanting to make content creation a part of either their personal branding or business strategy. And as such, I see a lot of really bad advice going around. So if you are somebody who is just starting out in their content creation journey, here's a couple of things that I have learned that might be useful to you. Number one, a content creator and an influencer are not necessarily the same thing. Every single influencer is a content creator, but not every content creator is an influencer. People like me, somebody with a larger following, sometimes get lumped into the influencer category, but we aren't influencers. We're content creators. Influencers are basically like a one-man marketing firm. Say you're a beauty influencer, right? Even somebody with like 10,000 followers, but those 10,000 followers are like really engaged with your content. Makeup brands, beauty brands will send you products and pay you to review them, and that is your job. Brands work with you because they want to get access to your audience. And part of that access includes the idea that you're going to be able to sell something to your audience. Somebody like me, I'm not selling you anything. A content creator is somebody like Hank Green, somebody who is making content for the internet. It could be educational, it could be informative, it could be entertaining, it could be a combination of all of those things. Influencer's primary job is to sell you something. A content creator's job is to be the other stuff that you watch. Sometimes content creators will take a brand deal or a sponsorship or something if it makes sense for their audience, if it feels organic. It might happen every now and then, but that isn't their primary job. So like if you're a baker and you're wanting to use social media to get more eyeballs on your baking business, you're probably going to be a content creator. You're going to be giving how-tos, informative, educational, entertaining videos or posts about, say, your baking process, what got you into baking, the kinds of things that separate your business from other people's business, the kinds of baking expos that you go to and that kind of thing, like a behind the scenes. That's what sets you apart from like a baking influencer. A baking influencer might be taking a bunch of deals with like KitchenAid or King Arthur Baking or something like that to like sell you products or services. Yes, content creators might make money, like make money anytime somebody buys one of my books. And yes, having a larger platform does help with book sales quite a bit. It helps with visibility, but I'm not selling my books on here. I'm selling myself. That leads me to another thing. A lot of people get on social media and talk about all of these hacks, talk about watching your numbers, watching your stories, watching your engagement. Most important thing about growing a brand or growing a platform in any kind of way is consistency and authenticity. That applies whether you want to be an influencer or whether you want to be a content creator or both. You have to keep showing up when views are down. You have to keep showing up because the people who are still in your comment section, who are still watching your videos, who are consuming your content whenever the algorithm has decided that it's kind of done with you for the time being, those are your audience. Those are the people who are here for you. Are you growing a follower count or are you growing a community? Are you growing a follower count or are you growing a brand? Something else you need to know is that you cannot plan for virality. Big giant marketing firms like record companies, huge publishers, yeah, they can like fake virality a little bit. Some of those books or music singles that have blown up on social media in the last few years aren't actually as organically viral as people like to think they are. They are planned by a marketing firm. But for the most part, people like you and I, we can't plan for virality. The most random video that you've ever made in your life will be the one that blows up. Do not expect or count on virality. The point is to keep showing up after it happens, to not just get there, but stay there. And that is done with consistency and authenticity. If you come off as fake, if you only show up from time to time, the algorithm is going to forget you and the people aren't going to care about what you say. I also see really weird advice, like if your friends aren't liking your stories or watching your videos all the way through, they're not really your friends. Like that's crap advice. Are you making your content for your friends and family or are you making your content for a general audience? If you're making your content for your friends and family, just text them. But if you're making a content for a general audience, who cares if your friends and family don't watch it? I would prefer my friends and family not perceive me on social media. Do what feels natural, do what feels right. Don't ever force anything because the minute that you start doing that, you're going to lose your authenticity. Remember that a specific follower count doesn't necessarily equate to success. I know people with millions of followers who stopped being a person and started being a brand, and that's exactly when their engagement dropped off. And I also know people with like 5 or 10,000 followers making tons of money from social media, like way more money than I will ever make from social media. Hope this helps. Thank you. Goodbye.